Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Today's topic is think and anticipate. Well, it's kind of funny. Today I was talking with a colleague about some this extra work related project that we're working on. It's kind of not really what we normally do. It's like extra work. But you know, the two of us and a few more people, we're all kind of working on this extra topic, and it's new and different than what the normal things we work on. And a lot of the people are let's say freaking out about having to do this because they don't know, since it's new, they don't know what it's all about, and they don't know what to do on it, and they keep asking the people above who's giving us the work, what do we do? And you know, at some point today, I'm talking with this colleague of mine. He and I are of like mind in some areas, and I said, you know, I think everybody's on the wrong track. I think what we do is you just do the best you can, present the information in the best way, logical, that you think makes sense, give it to the people who are asking for it, and then let them look over, because it'll be all these different groups are doing a similar task, and then the people at the top, the upper managers, are going to review all that and try to make sense of it. So in my mind, it's like, well, they've asked us to do the best we can with it. Why don't we just do that? We'll do the best we can, give them the information, let them review it, compare it to the other groups, and then they'll probably come upon somebody's idea of what they want, that it'll make sense to them, or they'll combine different elements from I just saw a deer up in the field there, and they'll combine the elements and then ask us to refine that. So I talked about that this morning with my colleague, and then I went to a meeting, or online meeting, of course, this afternoon, and another group had went to the upper managers previously last week and kind of said, you know, they were kind of the worrywart group about, well, what should we do? So they wanted to get in early to the upper managers, and the gist of what they said is, do the best you can, give us the information, and we'll refine it later. So exactly what I had told my colleague, you know, earlier that day. So I was tempted to, he wasn't on that second meeting, I was tempted to email him and say, well, see, but, you know, he would have anticipated that I would have said that, right? So what I'm getting at is, if you spend some time thinking about whatever you're involved with, you can't anticipate what's going to happen. So I had an earlier website I started many years ago called Organized Way, and the idea of that website was, by being organized, and I've always been an organized guy, organized person. I always wanted more free time to sit and think and to do my own thing and live my life how I wanted. And one of the ways I would do that is by cutting back the time it takes to do all the normal stuff that I kind of hate doing. Hate cleaning and errands and cooking and preparing meals and cleaning up and laundry. I hate all that. But so I wanted to find ways to minimize the time all of that took, so I'd have more time to do what I wanted. And a big thing that I like to do is just think. And I think what you get when you have more time to think is then you can kind of anticipate what's going to happen. So I anticipated what's going to happen with this big initiative at work. And I find myself kind of being kind of good at anticipating what's going to happen. I try to make it a game with my kids, to kind of tell them what's going to happen, and then we'll see if it unfolds over, the months and the years. And they're getting to the point where they're starting to see the patterns, and and they're, let's say, I can see it that they're trying to carve out more free time for themselves. They're trying to cut out the stuff that they don't like to do, so they have more time to sit and think and plan and anticipate. So I would give that idea a lot of consideration. This makes your life much, much easier if you can anticipate what may happen by, if you do this, and this, what's going to happen there, right? If you can anticipate the problems, you can be, let's say at your work life, you can be more fully prepared, because if you know who's going to be in the meeting, and if you've thought about what they may think, do, say, or ask, you can kind of anticipate it, so you don't have to be caught off guard. You can anticipate what the problems might be, what the situations might be. It'll make your life a lot better if you have more time to think, and as part of that thinking, you anticipate what might come. Right? Like sometimes, like when I'm watching the football games, I like to anticipate what they're going to run, what kind of play they're going to run, and then sometimes I'll text it out to the guys I watch. We're texting, my friends and I, during the game, watching the same game, and I try to guess the plays, and quite a few times I'm right, and it's fun. It's fun. But that would mean I've had been studying their tendencies and have enough knowledge of the game to do so, right? So that's where the thinking part comes in. Like when you're rushed beyond the belief and have no free time whatsoever to think, it's going to be very darn hard to anticipate anything, because you're always reacting. And if you're always reacting, you're not going to have that great of a life. Now, certainly, it is good to be flexible and adaptive enough to react to changing situations. Yes, that's part of it. I have to do that too. I don't anticipate everything, but if you can get yourself in the habit of trying to anticipate things, it'll make your life quite a bit easier. So give that idea some thought, think, and anticipate. All for now.